Hello everyone and welcome to the replay and live viewers. Hi. Hope you're all doing okay today, and I actually would like to talk to you a little bit more about the global village concept, this time from another point of view. I want to show you first a little video from McLuhan. Because he's actually talking this time about the global village from the aspect of being a private and a public person. So we just go and take a look to this part of video, and then we'll go back and talk a bit more about it. Okay, so I'll flip the camera again. Right, so okay, so that's it.
Marshall McLuhan, you say TV has turned the world into a global village. Am I right? Will it turn us all into global village idiots?
Again, there are worse fates. An idiot means a very private person. That's a Greek word, meaning a very private person. I'm losing my idiot status steadily. I'm becoming less and less private. I'd much rather be an idiot. The book, in this picture, the assumption was made that the book was the source and cause of all idiotism, all individuality, and that the new media will turn us all into collective automata robots. This rather simple-minded idea. I mean, Truffaut and Bradbury together had cooked up something that's not very convincing. They are certainly true that the book has had an enormous amount to do with creating individuality, and the more people become individuals, the more they become competitive, and the more they compete, the more they become alike. It's true that competition and repeatability has tended to create a great sameness. And you can see that cool media don't always have that effect. There may be more individuality coming out of cool media.
You've been quoted as...
Okay, so right. So I think that there is actually a very very interesting thing in what he said here. First of all, is the one about from the Greek word, like being an idiot, so being a private person and being a public person in the global village. Because this is something that nowadays with social media we are actually experiencing even more than it was actually back in the 60s when McLuhan was talking. Because now everyone is basically in this kind of position. Every person who has a social media profile is actually dealing with being private and being public. So none of us at this stage can actually think of being a private person anymore, or just a private person anymore. So this is really something that should actually bring everyone to some kind of reflection about the way that we use social media. Because the fact that there is less privacy than we had before, and the fact that nowadays everything that you post goes out there to, say, an audience of people, gives us also some kind of responsibility about what we are posting, or what we are saying on social media, on video, like now on Periscope, for example. So there is actually this concept of being a private person or a public person, or some kind of both, if we want to say that, is something that every one of us is experiencing even more than it was in the 60s. And another concept was the one that he was saying, the movie was talking about in the video, is actually Fahrenheit 451, the movie by Francois Truffaut, which is actually based on Ray Bradbury's novel. So at the time, of course, there was this kind of idea that the books were actually the holders of culture, and the new media were actually the ones that were going to change people's mind, or actually maybe take people away from books and from culture. But at this stage where we are today, like, we can say that both things are actually very much integrated, because culture and new media are actually now kind of living together. But this kind of clash between the something that is old and something that is new has always happened every time that a new media comes out. So that's absolutely normal. Say, like, when the radio came out, everyone was thinking that people were not going to read books anymore. When then television came out, everyone was thinking that radio was going to die, or that's really the way it has been. But this has never been really this way, like, because every new form of expression that actually comes out is not there to replace the ones that are before, is actually there to collect them and integrate them into something new. And now with the internet, we are actually experiencing this more than ever, because like we have the possibility of express ourselves through different tools. So we have text, and we have pictures, and we have videos, and like that it is like a whole complex, a whole combination of media. And so it is very important to think that there is no replacement, but there is actually development. There is going forward for everything. So that's a bit it. And then it was also talking in this video about, say, television being a cold medium. There is a whole theory about this, and I actually would like to invite you, like, to go and read something from McLuhan about the hot and the cold media, so that you can understand a bit better. But the fact that going back to the concept of a public and private person, the fact that the new media are actually the cool media are actually bringing people to this concept of individuality. Well, we are actually experiencing this even more than before nowadays, because if that was true when McLuhan was saying these things back in the 60s, now it is even more true, because just think about the whole phenomenon of reality shows, for instance, and the fact that the people usually like to join or participate to these kind of shows, because mainly they want to show themselves to viewers. They want to become somebody most of the times, especially when these are like this kind of talent shows, like many of the music talent shows and so on. So like we see this concept of individuality very, very strongly in the phenomenon of reality shows, and in say the television of at least the last 15 years or so. And and it keeps going, and it keeps going also in social media as well, because there is a big phenomenon of individuality as well in social media, because everyone who has a profile there, like tries to show his personality, or tries to show like the things that he likes most. So like there is a big concept of individuality behind every social media profile, which is beautiful. Like, you know, I don't mean this by a negative point of view, but actually by a positive point of view, because individuality actually creates diversity, and you know, this actually somehow gives the possibility to see the uniqueness of every person, which is, you know, something really beautiful, you know, in this modern world that we're living now. So so that's a bit, you know, the reflections that, you know, I really wanted to make on this video of Marshall McLuhan. And the more, like, you know, I go back to see his concept, you know, the more I'm relating them to the phenomenon of social media that we're living today. So, and it is absolutely fascinating to see that, you know, he was saying these things like a long time ago, and somehow, you know, really kind of thinking forward, you know, it is really, really fascinating. So anyway, that's it for today, and you know, we will see you back tomorrow. Bye bye.